It could just be my imagination, or they're finally getting around to telling us the truth. Okay? You can't tell me they just found this out about Bitcoin. This from Cointelegraph says the latest Google research reveals quantum computers may break Bitcoin encryption 20 times faster, easier than previously thought. It was already bad enough. Now it's 20 times worse. New findings show RSA encryption could be cracked with fewer than 1 million qubits versus previous estimates of 20 million. So, all right, I mean, it was already an obvious problem, but just as Bitcoin Vegas is underway, they're starting to admit, I mean, they're starting to see it, and you're going to see it from another place here in just a second. But I went ahead and asked Grok, what's the big deal here? I mean, as an owner of Bitcoin, what should I be concerned about? It says Bitcoin's vulnerability to quantum computing arises from its reliance on cryptographic algorithms like ECDSA, which is elliptic curve digital signature algorithm, for securing transactions on wallets. Here are 3 significant problems this poses. 1, private key exposure. Quantum computers using algorithms like Shor's algorithm could potentially break ECDSA by efficiently solving the discrete logarithm problem. This would allow attackers to derive private keys from public keys, compromising wallets and enabling theft of funds. Since Bitcoin addresses are derived from public keys, any addresses with an exposed public key, e.g. reused addresses, is at risk. So they can kind of figure out what your code is for your crypto, for your Bitcoin crypto. Secondly, transaction integrity compromise. If quantum computers can forge signatures by deriving private keys, attackers could create fraudulent transactions, undermining trust in Bitcoin's blockchain. This could lead to double spending attacks or unauthorized transfers, destabilizing the network security and reliability. You want that in your national reserve? Are you kidding me? But all of a sudden everybody wants a Bitcoin reserve. Do you understand the problem here? So third, network consensus disruption. Bitcoin's mining process, while primarily using the SHA-256, which is more resistant to quantum attacks, could still face indirect threats if quantum computers enable attackers to control significant portions of the network, e.g. by compromising major wallets or mining pools, which is easy to do. They could disrupt consensus mechanisms, potentially leading to 51% attacks or chain reorganizations. These risks are speculative and depend on development of sufficiently powerful quantum computers, which there are plenty of, even though they don't admit to it. And so it says supposedly which are not yet available. BS. Transitioning to quantum-resistant cryptography like lattice-based or hash-based signatures is a potential solution, but implementing it network-wide is complex and requires consensus. So they're going to have to go and do what blockchains like XRP and XLM and Algo and HBAR have already done. So what's it for again? It's not safe, it's not secure, it's not quick, it's not cheap, it doesn't store value. That's your head fake, guys. And they're starting to admit it. Check this. So here, this is apparently BlackRock's got an issue now, and they're saying BlackRock issues a rare warning about the quantum computing threat to Bitcoin in their latest iShares Bitcoin Trust filing. They already have a Bitcoin ETF, right? But now they can at least say, oh, you know what, I did my due diligence. I let everybody know. I put it out there, right? What good is that to somebody who owns Bitcoin at this point, or even the ETFs, at least those Bitcoin ETFs? And you can kind of zoom in down there at the bottom, and you can check it out for yourself. I won't read that for you, but you'll see that they have and they've issued a little bit of a warning there. Here's a better look at it. This is a document they shared there with the SEC, and it goes on to say, if quantum computing is able to advance in that way, there is a risk that quantum computing could result in the cryptography underlying the Bitcoin network becoming ineffective, which, if realized, could compromise the security of the Bitcoin network or allow a malicious actor to compromise the wallets holding Bitcoin owned by the trust get that, or others on the Bitcoin network, which would result in losses to shareholders. Guys, who has these quantum computers? It's usually large organizations, large financial institutions. Large universities, governments, they're there already. I mean, don't fool yourself. They have them already. There's a reason they understand this threat exists. Just because they've already tested it. But this was obvious a long time ago. It was obvious before I even got into crypto. Because they've been talking about these attacks forever, but they haven't been admitted to. But they kind of have to disclose these things because now they're like, oh man, now I'm on the hook legally, right? Because we've got this ETF. Oh, now we're going to disclose it. Not before the ETF, not before they got approved, and Bitcoin never had real legal regulatory clarity. It still doesn't. Oh, but now they're all going to try to say, oh, well, you know what? We all got blindsided. We didn't know. Of course you knew. They knew. But the general public doesn't get to figure it out till later. They're just looking at the shiny, oh, it's $111,000. That's the one. It must be. It's not, guys. It's just not. And I agree with Ido Farina here, 100%. And he says they always tell you the truth, just a little bit early, just early enough to be able to wipe their hands clean of it, right? Remember? Holmes had blood tests. Remember that lady there? She said she could test all your blood with one little vial like that, right? SBF, this guy right here, he had FTX. He was the darling of the media, the darling of the Democrats, of the crypto community. He had Tom Brady commercials going on. They named a stadium after him and after his FTX network or exchange. But we knew something was wrong here. That one was obvious too. And who's this down here? This is Newman at WeWork. That was the weirdest damn thing. I don't know how the heck that came. And that was fast too, that WeWork thing. But that was a fraud. And who do we see down here? That's Michael Saylor, right? Saylor has BTC. Guess what comes next, he says. And it's true. I mean, we know exactly what these guys have done. We've got, and they're all liars. They all come out on the Forbes cover. And it's obvious. What's Michael Saylor down there at the bottom right? What's his business model? He's got a company that just does one thing. It borrows, it raises capital and borrows and keeps borrowing to do only one thing, to buy Bitcoin. A network that's vulnerable to quantum computing. It always has been. It's been vulnerable to 51% attacks. It always has been. It is not a store of value. It does not store energy. It's just a head fake. And until it hits you, I mean, everybody loved FTX till boom, it fell apart. And everybody was like, well, wow, we just didn't know. We didn't know. Yeah, they did. They know. And I'm telling you, think clearly, carefully about this. It's not those guys. And the same people that built Bitcoin built XRP. One's a head fake, and this is the real solution. If you look at the Bitcoin white paper from Satoshi, the only thing that fulfills all the dreams and promises of the white paper there is XRP. It's purpose built. It was the second blockchain ever built. It's got its own DEX, its own exchange inside the blockchain. It was the second one ever built, and it already had all this in there. It's like an FX exchange. You can already exchange one currency to another within it. So what happens when all these stable coins get created and they end up on the XRP ledger? Instant transactions just within the blockchain. It's going to be like this. You can just see it. I mean, if you just take a little time to think about it. Be careful out there, guys. But here's some more information for you guys to chew on. I know it can be a bit much at times, but if you're going to invest, you should at least take some time out to understand what's going on before you make your decision and put your hard-earned money into it. I only put in what I can afford to lose. It's not a lot really, but it's something that, and hopefully if this works out, it'll grow to something pretty good. And maybe hopefully we all get to go on that ride together. So let me know what you think about all this in the comments. We'll see you on the next one. Till next time, adios amigos.